Femi Adesina desperate to mend fences with new chief of staff 12 years after damning newspaper article. Worried by the dust raised by a newspaper article he wrote against Professor Ibrahim Gambari, new chief of staff to President Muhammadu Buhari in 2008, special advisor to the president on media and publicity Femi Adesina is said to have adopted a new way to repair any sort of damage that article might have caused to his relationship with the ex-United Nations diplomat. According to informed Asu Villa sources, Adesina, knowing the importance of the office Gambari now occupies in the President Muhammadu Buhari's, has been writing persuasive articles but using the names of other persons to push them out to the public in a desperate move to soften the heart of the new chief of staff and make him forgive and forget the incidents of the past. Sources also said that Adesina had been using Aso Villa made distribution lists to circulate the articles of order for them to hit maximum reach. Recall that Adesina had in his column on Saturday, July 12, 2008, in the Sun newspaper, said Gambari enslaved himself to please his paymasters by defending the hanging of Ken Seruwiwa and others by the late General Sani Abacha military regime. Femi Adesina's article, Gambari, The Slap Next Time, was first published on July 12, 2008 in the Saturday Sun newspaper. He wrote, Gambari enslaved himself to please his paymasters. Now, 13 years after, the shackles are still tied around his neck, threatening to asphyxiate him. What an eternal lesson for warning boot-licking groove-lass to learn. Old sins indeed have long shadows. However, in one damage control article seen by Sahara reporters on Wednesday, the writer believed to be Adesina but hiding under another identity while justifying the 2008 missile to Gambari, wished both presidency officials a good working relationship in the service of President Muhammadu Buhari and Nigeria. The article expressed optimism that Adesina would find it easy to get along with the new chief of staff, whom was encouraged to allow the past slip away forever. The article reads partly, saying President Buhari and Adesina are great friends who deeply respect each other. For Buhari, Adesina is a bosom friend united in their quest for a new Nigeria. When Adesina's mom passed on in the days of her struggle for his enthronement, General Buhari attended her burial. You can count the times he had honored anyone in that manner on your fingertips. To underscore their bond, it may interest you to recall that Adesina was the very first person given appointment by President Muhammadu Buhari after he assumed office in 2015. I was notified as soon as Adesina arrived at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. I am certain Adesina would find it very easy to get along with Professor Ibrahim Gambari as Chief of Staff because they are united in their resolve to give the president the best of themselves. Adesina, being a cultured Yoruba man and a good Christian, will respect and support Professor Gambari not only as a matter of duty but in conformity with cultural etiquette of according leaders respect due our parents and biblically as though serving God. Nothing will obstruct that, not any mischievous reference to an old article. I am quite certain the article could have no impact on Professor Gambari's attitude to Adesina as a thoroughbred academic for whom criticism is a norm, and as a cosmopolitan world citizen who has waded through many troubled waters, seeking peace across the world during his stint as super diplomat under Secretary General with the United Nations. I wish both Professor Gambari, our father and teacher, and my brother Adesina a good working relationship in the service of President Muhammadu Buhari and Nigeria. According to the source, since the death of the burial Buhari's former chief of staff, Abba Kyari, Adesina and fellow presidency spokesperson Garba Shehu have found their stay at the villa shaky. Shehu had had a well-publicized standoff with First Lady Mrs. Aisha Buhari in December 2019, where she accused him of causing crisis in the first family. On the other hand, Adesina's position has come under intense threat following the emergence of Gambari, who he once tore into shreds in his newspaper column. With Kyari gone, the protection both men enjoyed in the villa by being loyal to him has since been stripped of them, thereby exposing them to any type of attack. It was gathered that more of such strategic and fence-mending articles will surface in the coming days and weeks as Adesina desperately tries to settle old scores with the occupier of one of the most powerful offices in the country today, Gambari. Now, wow, you don't what? Whether I don't read. Well, let them continue and be deceiving themselves. You know, at some point, if you check what Adesina said that time, it was true. He said it, nothing but the truth. He said the truth, but because he was not affiliated to anybody, so he had that free will to express himself. And those who are expressing themselves, this because they are not affiliated in one way or the other. I could remember one man, Budget. They gave it seems so Budget. I've forgotten this man's name. You know, the man used to be criticized. Used to criticize this Buhari government, but all of a sudden they gave him an appointment, and a lot of people now came that you that used to criticize this government and all of that. So how do you think you are going to cope? Do you know the man has settled your whatever is into something like budget? Onigbide head. The man's name is Onigbide. I've forgotten his first name, but Onigbide. I think a lot of you who are conversant with that story, you know what I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, he accepted the appointment. 3 days after, the man, he had to say, no, I appreciate you for recognizing and giving me this position, but I can't just continue. He just had to let go. Because he knew quite already by the time you accept it, a lot of things that he would want to say, because you are part of them, you will not be able to say it. And that is the reason why you can see that even Adesina, he defends everything. He has to defend. What do you expect him to do? He has to defend. But those who have integrity will never even, they will resign. And that man, that Onigbide, he just, I don't want. You guys should just go. Because a lot of people knows or knew quite already that this guy will know your kind of person, because you have to say the truth. But in as much you accept any office, whatever, your hands and your legs are tied. You can't say anything, because when you are eating on the table, you must observe the table manner, because this etiquette of, you just have to protect the integrity, the whatever and all of that of the government. So you have to let go. But these people, I don't think they have a integrity, or they have that conscience to that extent. I'm sure very soon Femi Adesina will be asked this question, and let us see how he's going to answer the question. You see that he will just start to meandering. We will hear what he's going to say, what he said then, and what he believes now. So does it mean the man has changed? Of course he will be learning because definitely you know that anywhere he will find himself, people will want to ask him, and they want to hear what he has to say, whether he has changed his mind. Okay, someone says 12 years ago you were different personalities, and the real you, then showcasing what you stood for as in principle. You don't need to mend fence. You stood against despotic leaders who don't value lives, and he was in support of killing activists. You are really benefiting from the democracy you fought and put your life in line for. Why he is now benefiting from the democracy he stood against. He should be the one to mend fences with the old Niger Deltans and all activists. That's what somebody says there. Gambari has no forgiveness in his dictionary as someone who believes in extreme Islamists. Adesina should start thinking of alternatives, because Gambari will strike when he least expected, and PMB will stake his card with the professor against Femi since he has few years in power. What goes around comes around. Like you think Femi Adesina, the honorable thing for him to do is to resign, but they will never resume. They will never resign. They will never resign. One thing about some elites in the field of journalism is that anytime they get to the pinnacle of their career, you will see them talking from both sides of their mouth. they would not sacrifice truth on the altar of corruption. You are on your way out of Aso Rock because Fulani don't forgive. Karma maybe slow in starting to work, but very deadly once it starts. Hoping for interesting episode as event unfolds. We are all watching. Someone says the poster may be correct, but for me, Adesina only needs to be loyal to the new cartels of Aso Rock. It is amazing to see a seemingly respected and masses-oriented giant in private practice get into government to become a shadow of themselves, or is it that they are consumed by the system? Either way, posterity will always remind you who you were and who you have become. Like Ruben Abati, like Femi Adesina, the likes who had made their belly their gods. Waiting them like make them do themselves. Now they sabi, consign me. When does telling the truth has become offense? I wonder why this writer and some other opinion givers keep referring to Adesina's correctional article on 2008 of both Gambari and any other perceived cruel leaders of military junta as offense. He had not offended anybody, and I believe nobody feels offended. And if anyone feels offended and wants to flex his muscle, Adesina should just keep to faith as a good Christian and prepare to take whatever faith has for him. A day will come, a day we shall live. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take on this issue. Thank you.